Alright everyone, this is my video on Redfoot Tortoise care and habitat. You can see in here we have two yearling Redfoot tortoises, about a year, maybe a year and a half. Let's start off with the substrate. This is EcoEarth compressed and shredded coconut fibers. I'm not sure the exact name, but I know it's made by EcoEarth, and you can see we have some pebbles. The pebbles are simply there to prevent the EcoEarth from being drug into the food and water. And from here, they tend to fall off the top of the hides, and we just don't want them getting their faces compacted with the EcoEarth. You can see we have three real plants. These two, I'm not sure what they are. And then we have an aloe vera plant over on the side. These are all, like I said, I don't know what these are, but if you just look at them, these are all safe plants for tortoises. You can buy them at Petco, PetSmart, any retailer like that. Lighting. Next, we'll talk about the importance of lighting for Redfoot tortoises. You need a 5.0 UVB for all tropical reptiles, which is what a Redfoot tortoise is. You also need a heat bulb. The heat bulbs should be between 100 and 150 watt, I believe. And you also need a nighttime heat bulb, which should also be between 100 and 150 watt, depending on the size of your tank. This is a 40-gallon breeder for size reference. And anyways, you can see we have the nighttime heat bulb on right now. That's just to up the temperatures a little, since I just got done rearranging this and redoing it. Previously I had them on, I don't know, I guess it was like cypress mulch bedding, and the humidity just wasn't staying high enough. But also another problem was I was always misting them with this, just a cheap way to increase the humidity. And I'll show you guys in a second how I control the humidity now. But yeah, the humidity for Redfoot should be between 80 and 90%, and you can check that by getting a humidity gauge, or there's something else you can get that checks the humidity. I think it's just like a digital thermometer that has one built into it. I'm not sure, I saw it at Petco the other day. But anyways, I'll show you guys how I keep mine humid. Alright, so here is a reptile fogger. You can get this at Petco for about $70. Should be less than that. For some reason, it's really expensive at my local Petco. Alright, I'll go ahead and show you guys how it works. You just fill this bottle with water, you squeeze it to empty some into the base, and then you just turn the dial on, and I'll show you what the fog looks like. Alright, I don't know how well you can see that on camera, but that's the lowest setting. I'm going to go ahead and turn it up for you guys. Now that's the highest setting, and you can see it's already filling it with fog, which is great for increasing the humidity. Within 5-10 minutes this will be at 90% humidity. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that on for the rest of the video, and we'll talk about feeding. Redfoot tortoises can eat mostly any greens. They can eat kale. Now, people say don't feed them iceberg lettuce, but you can feed them iceberg lettuce. It just can't be every day. Like if you run out of kale or collard greens, go ahead and throw in some iceberg lettuce. It will not hurt them. It just doesn't have any nutrients that they would need. Also, they can eat vegetables like carrots, and we even feed ours bananas. I know it's not a vegetable, but bananas, grapes, anything like that. You can just Google a care sheet. I'm not going to go into depth about that. Also, every day. Not every day, sorry about that. Like twice a week, you should take your tortoises out and soak them. What you do is just put them in like the bath or something in warm water for a little while, and it just helps them digest their food a little more. If you see them having trouble with that, you should soak them more often. As long as the humidity is pretty high and the temperatures are right, you shouldn't have to worry about that. You can see over here I have a digital thermometer that's connected to a probe in the back, which does a pretty good job telling the average temperature. Also, to help humidity, we're going to be doing this soon. We're going to replace this top screen with a piece of, I guess, plexiglass. You just get it cut at Lowe's or Home Depot and set it right in the frame. It just do it for one side of the tank to help hold in the humidity. And other than that, I think I covered pretty much everything you need to know for your basic setup. Just make sure you have at least a 40-gallon breeder, high humidity, good soil or substrate to hold in humidity, 2 hides, well not 2 hides, 1 hide per tortoise, and if you have 2, 2 hides. Some fake plants, just because, well not fake, real or fake, just because it helps them feel more comfortable and natural. And just make sure you watch what you're feeding them and you don't feed them anything crazy. I've seen some stories of like people feeding them dog food because they make tortoise food that looks a lot like dog food, and people just mistake it without doing any research and end up having horribly deformed tortoises. It's kind of sad. So yeah, just make sure you follow the tips I give you in this video. If I missed anything, feel free to comment. If you think I did anything wrong, also feel free to comment. Please like this video and subscribe and check out my other videos. Thanks.